Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. I do. Oh, hello, angel darling. Hi, Sylvia. I hope everyone's having a good day. If you celebrate the 4th of July, happy 4th of July. Um, I've been getting a lot of downloads about all of that. I don't know that I'll be celebrating, but my kids will be. Michael's with his dad, and Zyla's with her cousin. So glad you're here, Kels. Um, but we can certainly celebrate Independence Day for sure. I mean, I don't know. Independence Day, 4th of July, same thing, but here's why. Here's why I'm having a hard time, especially because I put on this Indian shirt today. It's like the divine is saying, like, listen, the people that they stole the land anyways. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. So, yeah, it's a rainy day for sure. But I guess maybe technically it wasn't them, right? Maybe it was like a generation or a couple before them. I don't know the timeline exactly. But I have a hard time celebrating this country, and I'm really sorry. But I'm also not sorry. So, anyways, I'm grateful. I'm always grateful. Okay, let me tell you a story, though, that I think might be relevant to the energy. So before I started this, Maui and I went on our one of our usual walks, okay? And there's this house that they have a fenced-in yard, and there's a couple pups that live there. And well, they're probably not puppies. They're older. And usually they're both out together. Well, and Maui will dodge them, okay? Because whatever they're saying to Maui, he does not like. He does not like it because he'll take me down the alley right before we get to their house if they're outside. He's like, let's cut down this way, Ma. Well, today, just one of the dogs was outside, and this dog was actually not barking, so then I was like meditating on this a little bit. So there's something about like a ringleader, not, I think that that's significant. There's something about a ringleader not being present, or like somebody's been removed, something like that. But anyways, so this one dog is outside, right? And it's being, he or she, I'm not sure. It's being quiet. And so I'm like, Maui, we can do this. We're not going to dodge this. We're not going to go down the alley. We're going to walk. You know what I mean? Maui, nervous as hell, okay? All over the place, right? And I'm holding him. So I have one of those leashes that like wraps around me, and then it's got like the two handles on it, so I can grab it at different lengths depending on what's going on, right? So I can either, pull him closer or give him a little more room. Anyways, so I've got him real close, and he's trying to, dodge and weave. And I just kept saying, let me lead. Let me lead. And once he did, it was very smooth, and we made it by. Everything was fine. That dog never barked. Maui never barked. And I think that that's significant. So I just wanted to tell you that little story. Some of you might be, I don't know, in a situation in which you are possibly like nervous or something, or there's like some uncertainty, or like, you know what I mean? And You know, so you may, it's like the divine may be trying to lead you, but you may be like kind of all over the place. Okay, so maybe spend some time getting centered and you know, focus in on God. Okay, let the divine, let God source, let the universe, let whatever lead. So just a quick little story for you that I thought maybe might be significant. Okay, we're gonna get some messages. Um, we may even do trauma spotting if anyone wants to stick around and stay for that. We'll see. Yeah, I was so proud of him. He got lots and lots of treats when we got home. He did a very good job. I was very proud of him. Oh, I'm so glad that was helpful. Yeah, I knew somebody needed to hear that. I needed to hear it too. Like, same for me, right? Like, that was some, Maui was showing me something in that moment. The first time I said, let me lead, I'm like, okay, you know, like, because sometimes, you know, we really think that we have surrendered, but there's still a part of us that's trying to run the show, right? And it's a journey, it's a process to really release full control over to God, you know what I mean, over to the divine. So, you know, make sure that you're not being hard on yourself and you're being patient, but certainly. I love you guys. Okay, here we go. Let's get some messages. What does the collective need to know? There was also, too, this energy. I'm not sure if it's going to come out, but there was something like, you know how, like, we signed up to come and, like, you know, come here to, like, learn lessons and things like that? Excuse me. We also really signed up to come and enjoy life, right? Signed up to come and so there's this energy of, and I'm probably guilty of this too, where I'm super focused on finding the lesson in everything. And sometimes that takes me away from like enjoying, right? It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but if it makes sense to you, then it makes sense to you. So that may be something that possibly maybe want to think about. You know what I mean? Because we get caught up in this process of like growth and ascension and evolution and you know, and we forget to like, you know, stop and smell the roses, right? Like not everything has to be a lesson. um, there is like parts of life too that are enjoyable. So okay, here we go. Let's get some messages here. So definitely something about getting grounded, okay? If you have the chance, it's rainy and yucky, but you know, maybe play in the rain, bare feet on the ground. But I just got goosebumps when I said that. But you know, something about getting grounded will be really good for you at this time, collective. I mean, at any time, really, but okay. Let's see. Of course, I'm feeling mischievous energy, which is frustrating. Gift revealed. Huh. Maggie, I'm so glad you're here. Love you so much. Troy. Still recovering. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we have Earth Element, Bubble Rider, Water Element, and the Brat. My name's Corie. It's very nice to meet you. All right. Let us see here. What's this Earth Element? I'm really feeling like there is, like, we may be talking about different energies. Could be different energies within you. I'm not sure, but expect a miracle. And it's got the dandelions on it here. Some of you have made a wish here, possibly. But expect a miracle came out with Earth Element. And, you know, Earth, like, you know, that's like the tangible things, right? Okay. So sometimes we experience miracles when it's like a healing experience, or it is like a download, a realization, something like that. Okay. But this makes me feel like there's actually like a tangible miracle that's coming. So this is really giving me this, again, this is going back to the, like, let me lead. Okay. So again, I'm being reminded of like Maui kind of being all over, right? Like, just like, I don't know which way to turn, right? And really, we just needed to walk straight. You know what I mean? Like, he just needed to be by my side. I just kept telling him, you are safe. You are safe. You know, let me lead. And we just needed to walk straight, right? But there's this energy of you, like, you know, relax. Relax. Okay? Like, just breathe. Because there's something that's coming for you that is tangible. Okay? And I feel like, honestly, if there's been any delay, it's so that you can step into this energy, like this, you know, surrender to that next, you know, that next layer of control, releasing that next layer of control. Because like I said, releasing full control over to the divine, that takes time. You know what I mean? Like, we've had years of you know, programming and you know, some of us trauma and things like that, right? And so that takes time to like rewire. So it's like this next layer, and the divine is saying, you know, take this time to go out in nature, to be with yourself, to you know, to just let me lead. Some of you, it's like the divine, I feel like, is saying, hey, like, reconnect with me. Maybe you, again, you know how Maui was like in that frantic energy. He just needed to hear me say, right? So there's like, and I know when Maui gets that way, sometimes his ears turn off. Okay, so that may be significant as well. You may be feeling disconnected, or you may be, you know what I'm saying? So the divine is saying, hey, get your ass, excuse my language, into nature. Okay, that was me, not the divine. And just chill. Just chill, and expect and know this miracle is coming, right? Now, when the divine, like when God says, let me lead, right? There is, there may be steps that he may, he, she, they, them, their, whatever. May, you may have to take some steps, but I think the first step is to get grounded here, okay? Yeah, there's something about, really stepping into knowing who you are here. Tell me about this bubble writer. Yeah, cultivate peace. Exactly. Oh, 3636. Card number 36 was clarified by card number 36. This tells me alignment. This is that you're aligned with this miracle through peace. Okay. What's this water element? Yeah, so water talks about our emotions, right? So again, you may be feeling anxious and don't take that if it's not for you, right? Don't let me project anything onto you. That is not my intention. Sorry. But water talks about our emotions. It talks about our intuition. It talks about our, our spiritual gifts. It talks about, the depths of the soul here. Okay. So there's something we have tell shame to suck it and become an alchemist. Okay. So again, this is, really good. So maybe some of you may be wanting to get into some water or get around some water during this grounding, okay? But really, I feel like there's something that you're working through right now, to be honest with you. There's a reason why, if there's any delays, there's a reason why there's delays. If there's, anything that's going on right now that is, again, that is causing you to be like Maui, nervous, right? Like, uncertain in any type of way, there's a reason. And it has to do probably with something that's tied into that you have, that you're still emotionally connected to here, okay? It doesn't have to necessarily be shame, but there is, it could also be like, I don't know, like a water sign or an earth sign, but I don't feel like we're talking about other people a whole lot right now. This black card. Yeah, listen. It says bring your monster flowers, and this is like this, first of all, it's an elephant, which is my fave, but second of all, this card talks about, like, this is like your darkest shadow here, okay? Clarified with the brat, like that's clarifying the brat, okay? So there's something here that may be coming up for some of you that may tie into shame, right? Or guilt or remorse or, they say guilt will make you run and shame will make you hide, okay? We've all made mistakes in the past. We've all lived a karmic lifestyle at one point or another. Nobody is perfect, but this is what's happening. This is what's going on right now, is you're alchemizing this something that's in the past here. And I feel like it's not something that somebody else has done. Could be. It could very well be. But for a lot of you, I feel like, and for some of you, this could be something. I want you to know that everyone is literally always doing the best that they can, right? So any mistakes that you made in the past, that was out of survival. That was out of defense. That was out of I'm a fuck you before you fuck me type of energy is what I just picked up on. Excuse my language again. Goodness. It doesn't have to necessarily be that, right? That's very specific for maybe like a handful of people. But it's tied into, it is absolutely tied into where you're going. Because you've got to know, listen, God knows your heart and knows that you have a good heart, but you have to know that too. And if this shame or this guilt or whatever it may be, right? I'm hearing for some of you too, it's for like literally treating people how they treated you. You may literally be feeling shame or guilt for treating people how they treated you. And that's wild. Like, how big is your heart at that point? You know what I mean? Like, sure, no. Like, what's the, it's not about, we never want to get vengeance or revenge or anything like that. But just think about that. Yeah. Some of you, it may be a good day to, look beyond the surface, go within, do the shadow work. Like I said, we may actually do the celebrate the little things really wants to come out. And then we have mind your monkey business here, which I had a feeling this was also going to come out. Yeah. There's this energy of, like I'm feeling like obligation or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because of this guilt or this shame. And that obligation is keeping you still. Right? They're showing me like Maui kind of all over the road, like uncertain which way to turn. Because also on that, like, so that house is here, right? And then there's the road, and then there's another house over here that has a bunch of little tiny really loud barking dogs. He's never really, he doesn't bark back at these dogs anymore. And he's usually not intimidated by these dogs, but he does like to get by them pretty quickly, right? He's not trying to stick around and hear what they got to say. So I don't know what these dogs are saying, but for some reason, I don't know why I brought that up, but luckily they were not inside or outside today. I don't know why that's significant. Like, maybe sometimes you feel like you're surrounded by, like, you know what I'm saying? All of these people barking at you and, and not liking what people have to say. And there's just this energy of like, just get me out of here, Yeah. Okay. Okay, what is this? Expect a miracle. We have Rihanna. And I have my money. I always see that first whenever I see Rihanna. Diamonds here. Okay. We have good girl, bad girl. Okay. Rihanna just might be significant. I don't know if it has to. We have investor here. Okay. Modeling. It doesn't have to be like. For some of you, I really feel like it's not even like the miracle. It is related to something tangible, but it may be like a person, right? Or it could be, you know, like an opportunity or like a new job or like something here, okay? Something in fashion possibly. Some of you have a very unique expression that somebody's looking for. I've been picking up on that. Some of you, the miracle is somebody does owe you and they are going to pay you, okay? Again, it's not always about money, but I do feel a big, you know, it's I feel like it's around security, right? Especially with this bubble writer. There's this energy of like, you know, I feel like you, whoever you are, you've been, you know, you probably spent some time working on building your security, building a foundation. And it just seems like maybe, like it could almost be frustrating, right? And that's why God's like, just let me lead. It's frustrating because you won't let me lead. It's like Erica Badu. Yeah. God's like, I'm talking to you. Do you not listen? No. Oh gosh. No. God understands. Don't I also want you to know, don't you know, I don't want to like trigger anyone because like I know that would have been a trigger for me maybe a little bit. You know, God's not trying to punish you, right? God's trying to gentle parent, okay? But if you won't stand still and just listen for a minute, God may have to get your attention. So there's something about that. Okay. Oh yeah, tomorrow's a new moon, isn't it? So that might also be significant too. Okay, what's this bubble writer and cultivate peace? We have Gwen Stefani. This says like lamb, no doubt. I'm just a girl. Okay. Luxurious, rock steady. Some of you may be like a tomboy, or you could have been a tomboy when you were younger. Okay. Lead singer, um, eclectic. Yeah. Okay. So this energy is, it's like, some things are out of your control, right? And again, society teaches us and tells us that we should try to control everything, right? And so it's like, you, there's this energy again of going within and releasing any doubt, having no doubts that you are rock steady, right? That I'm just a girl, right? You're just a girl, you're just a boy, you're just a he, she, they, whoever, okay? And some things are out of your control. And so with that, you know, it's important that you can cultivate that peace during the storm. Okay? This is why I'll make shame and put something out first. Now, some of you, the shame is because you come from maybe a really religious, and with this eclectic, it's like it's possible that you have kind of moved into a spiritual, um, because we have unique and original, right? So you may be very different than than maybe your surroundings, right? Maybe I know a lot of people that watch me are in the Midwest, and like the Bible Belt, right? Like, and but you have developed a very unique and original relationship with God, right? And so there's this energy of some of the shame could be around not being like your family or your friends or people in your area, or whatever. Maybe even if you're in a different area. I also have a lot of people across the world, right? And all over the United States. But and some of you guys could have experienced too, so don't let me like move you out of the way. You're still very important. Come on in. So anyways, um this I always pick up with this card. This is the Beatles card, okay? So, and it also has the 4 elements on here, which is very much the magician energy, right? Manifesting, okay? So you are manifesting this miracle, okay, by working through this shame, whatever it may be, or guilt, or again, just put it how it fits. And if you've worked through all of that, please don't, you know what I mean? Just enjoy your day. Okay? Don't let me tell you that you know what I mean? Yeah, some of you are, very much, you need to know the problem is not you, okay? There just are people that have been like, um, I really see that there are some. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but there are some religions that are very much culty, okay? Like, but also the people that come at you and want you to feel like their way is the only way. You know what I'm saying? And all of those things, right? They're dealing with their own thing, right? And I feel like you have the space and the to hold for them to understand um, where they're coming from, but I understand that if you can probably sense or feel their judgment, and I know firsthand that that's extremely uncomfortable, and that's why there's this energy that's rising up for you that's saying, hey, you are on the right path. You are headed in the right direction. You have taken the steps that you needed to take. You have your own special relationship with God, and nobody can take that from you. You found God within, right? The great I am. Don't let anybody in their shame and in their guilt and their fear take that away from you. They cannot. They cannot. There's something, we've been talking about it for a while, but it's very important that you release the opinions of others and step into this power. Again, we're all at different points on our journey, so like don't take it as like pressure, right? That's not it. But it's important. Okay? What's this brat? Bring your monster flowers. Divine feminine. Don't. Ah! Exactly. The brat card is you when you were in that karmic energy, right? But I want to go find this. You know what? I'm going to go find can I go find the book for this so I can read you this? The Bring Your Monster Flowers. Poetic Justice at the bottom of the deck. Okay, cool. I'll be right back. I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm sure I can write it quickly. Not there. Okay, I think it's in here. This is my big thing of where I keep all the boxes to my decks. They're pretty much all empty because I've just got the decks all over my house. Here it is. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is card number 18. Whatever causes you to stay in fear is a monster. Could be uncertainty, overwhelm, conflict, new beginnings, risk, other people's approval, and the unknown. As long as you remain in fear, the monster has power. But you become the master when you're able to claim the power back. Befriend uncertainty. Shake hands with the unknown. Give your new beginning a hug. Whatever shape the big scary thing takes, bring that monster some flowers. Take an offering. Now is the time to know that on a soul level, you are bigger than any circumstance you will face. Now is the time. Sorry, I got a little winded because I still am struggling a little bit. So, this is what's happening, right? This is what's going on. This is what's rising up for you, okay? You are evolving into this divine energy, okay? And releasing, any karmic energy that may be like lingering, right? Within you, and that is also going to manifest externally as well, right? Like if you release this, whatever this, whatever it is for you at this time, whatever's rising up, and honestly, it may be like one central thing, but it may be attached to several different experiences that you had. You know what I'm saying? I got the deck at Erica Badu here. Yeah, a lot of you are like this high priest, high priestess energy, okay? You use your intuition, your third eye, you're just but you do your own thing. I don't know, there's this eclectic energy that's very unique, I think, about you. And yeah, so this is what's happening at this time. All right, let God lead. Yeah, look, and I cut the deck at Tupac. Only God can judge me. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Some of you are coming out of the witchy closet. Come on out. It's safe. It's safe. They can't, I really want to be kind of gruesome and say that they can't hang you these days, but I was just gonna say persecute, okay? But that was very specific. You know what I mean? Um, and I'm not trying to trigger anybody. Okay, let's get a little bit of tarot, and then I think if anybody wants to stay, I think I'm gonna do a trauma spotting after that. Okay. Because why not, right? We're talking about releasing this, right? And then we can all break and everyone can go get grounded, cultivate some peace, have a good day, have a good 4th. However you may be celebrating. Like I said, I'm not really into it this year. Because the more that I connect with like my, indigenous ancestors, the more that I'm like, no, not really angry, but like, you can kind of see through it. So, okay, moving forward. So let's get some tarot on this and let's go with the flow. Sorry, rambling. I didn't take my mojo today, so maybe a little all over the place. I think I'm doing pretty good. Okay. What is this? Rihanna or something. Yep, look, here's that 5 of Cups. Here. You know what? I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but there's this energy, right? Like there are, you're not alone. Okay. Now it may seem like it, right? That everyone around you, it may really seem like you are alone. Okay. Um, okay, so for somebody very specific, this is something that's tied in from your childhood. I'm really picking up on somebody that it's like this, like as a child, like maybe you went and like gathered a bunch of things, right? And I don't know, you were like rejected or something, like I'm picking up on somebody like running to their parent being like, look, I got this and I got this, right? Like, see how she's got that net and like the cups are kind of everywhere. And it's almost like there was like this energy of like, whatever it was not important, right? It was, like you weren't given the, acknowledgement or the, like as a mother now, I would be like, oh my gosh, show me all of it. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? But there's somebody that was like, um, just brushed aside. You know what I'm saying? And that could have happened quite a bit. Okay. That's the root of this. But anyways, there's this energy of like there are people that are part of your soul family, so part of your soul tribe. Some of them are here, right? But again, there's this energy of maybe feeling alone where you are in the physical. Um, and it's just a matter of going where you're valued, right? I'll always tell this story, the story of the vehicle, right? The really old vehicle that like one person saw as like complete junk, but somebody else saw the value in it and was like, I'll give you $1 million for that thing because it was like an old antique model vehicle, right? Going where you're valued. This is what I think that it's like, but it's almost like I'm picking up on energy for some of you. You're going to be brought there, right? Like where it's almost like maybe people where you are valued see you in some type of way and they're like, hey, come with us, right? Like I'm feeling like maybe like a rescue mission or something. Yeah. Temperance. Yeah. Because you're an earth angel. And we are different. I wouldn't want to be any other way though. But it is uncomfortable sometimes. Maui, please stop with the mouth noises. Something about music. I love music. Um, some of you need to get out of your head. You need to turn on some music and just allow yourself to flow. Okay, either you've been sitting in silence for too long or you need to sit in silence, but I'm really picking up on somebody that maybe uses certain things as like a distraction, right? Or there's like certain things, I don't know, but there's something about possibly needing to just turn on some good music here and just flow with the day. All right, let me get one more round on this. Yeah, like it says Judgment, and then we have the Death card, the Nine of Swords with the Ace of Pentacles. And this is exactly what I was saying. You know what I mean? Like this overthinking, right? Ending that is going to bring in this miracle. Or whatever it is, opportunity, something tangible. Ace of Pentacles, something tangible. Yeah, because some of you have been working really hard, and there's like this energy of just like disappointment, right? And I'm hearing very specifically, God said, I didn't tell you to do that. It was your mind, right? It was your ego that said you have to put in physical labor in order to fix this problem. God said, I told you, hanged man, to go within. That's how you solve your problems. Yeah. But it's right after that. We have the Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, something new, something fresh, okay? These could also be children possibly, but there's a message, also maybe your intuition here, but the Page of Pentacles, some new opportunity, message about it or something. No, but I'm not certain about what's going on over here. What's this? Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, Five of Pentacles. Why is this like this? Hmm. It's possible that your part of it is attached to relationships that were very one-sided, that left you kind of needing more, wanting more, begging for more. You know, maybe some of you never begged, but maybe it was just, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you're deciding, part of it is deciding to move on to calmer waters. And that could also be too where this guilt or this shame is, right? Not wanting to leave somebody or some people behind. Um, but if it was a one-sided thing in which you would continuously be, you know, there's a sense of abandonment here. There's a sense of, you know, kind of when things get tough, right? You got to figure it out on your own, right? This is, you know, these are people that whether it be romantic or family or friends or whatever, right? Um, they're around for a good time, but when things get tough, you know, they're where are they? They're nowhere to be seen. You know, but when things get tough for them, they you know, they know that you would help them, right? So they come towards you. These are people that you're leaving behind. Energies that you're leaving behind. Because you know that you deserve more than that. And there's no hate towards these people. It's just they can't even fill their own cup, which is why they certainly can't fill yours. And again, you know, collective, we understand what that's like. But you can't keep draining yourself to keep somebody else filled. as much as you care, and as much as you love somebody, or no matter what the connection is, or whatever it may be, it's leaving you empty. And I really feel as though there's that holding on to these people is simply just attached to the guilt or the shame that you may have for doing what's best for you. Because it's possible that you weren't taught to do that before, right? And so that may be a hard thing for you, but it doesn't have to be. So God's saying, can you just let me lead? Because the thing is if you are working on yourself, it's one thing if they're working on themselves, right? If they're if they're doing the work, right? If they're letting God lead their life, okay? But I'm picking up on energies that that's not the case, right? And so these people really are not. They helped, teach lessons, and helped you find your value for an extended amount of time, but now it's just draining. So I think I'm going to leave this here, because it's a very clear message. There's really no need for me to get any further into this. I heard very clearly, you know what you need to do. Yeshua is the absolute best. He's a homie for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's do some trauma spotting. Some of you may be triggered right now, and that's perfect. Trigger is a bad word. I mean activated. Sorry. This death card keeps wanting to come out. Also, I should announce, especially while we're all here, tomorrow is the services for my grandmother. So I will be taking the day off. So, just so y'all know that. Yeah, you want to know what? Listen, this says fail abundantly, and then I cut the deck at remember your crown, Queen, right after that. Even if you fail, this does not make you any less of a queen or a king, okay? There's been some, I really want to say, like, whack-ass leaders out there, right? And look at you, right? The reason that things are taking so long for you is because you're doing it the right way. You're doing it the right way. So anyways, all right, let's do some trauma spotting. So I will go ahead and ask my generalized question. For those of you that maybe are feeling already activated from the reading, just find that activation in your body and just kind of sit with it. Okay. For those of you that need a little assistance on, because a lot of people will be like, I don't know, on their healing journey, they'll say, I don't know where to start. I don't start because I don't know where to start. Again, can you let God lead? Don't try to figure out where to start. Just allow the divine to lead the process, okay? Because that's, I'll tell you this, when I was doing, which I still do trauma spotting, probably almost every other week, okay? Um, because healing is a journey, right? But like, I never had to figure it out. I never had to figure out where I needed to start or what I needed to heal. God always showed me. It's effortless. Okay? So I'm going to ask a question. Whatever comes to mind first is what you'll be working on today. Okay? Um, and so uh, it could be a memory that comes to mind, a certain time of life, an emotion that you may be feeling, like a certain age, a person. It could just be, I don't know, it could be a lot of different things, but whatever comes to mind first is what you'll be working on. And then once that comes to mind and you've got that, find where you're feeling that activation in your body. Okay? So has there ever been a time in your life where you didn't feel loved, seen, safe, heard, or cared for? And I'll give you a few. To allow that to come to you and then to shift into your body. Find that activation. The activation can feel like just a central focus, right? Maybe your focus is drawn to a certain point of your body. It could feel like a heaviness or like a punching or a stabbing or a numbness, maybe even like a tingling. Once you find that inside your body, just take a minute to scan the room with your eyes, right? Going from right to left or left to right, whichever you prefer. Wherever you feel that activation the most. This is finding your gaze point, okay? And then you can kind of, once you find that spot, you can go up or down with your eyes and see if you get any further activated. But once you've found the gaze, just allow your eyes to rest where you are. And from there, allow God to lead. Keep your focus in your body. On whatever you're feeling. And whatever feels right is right. If you want to scream, scream. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to laugh, laugh. Here we go. Stay in the body. You're doing such a good job. Someone needs to hear that you didn't have time to make the decisions that you made. You made the best decision that you could. You can give that version of you that unconditional love that he or she needed, rather than the threat of existence. Okay. Let's go ahead and come back. You can wiggle your toes and your fingers. Rub your hands together to remind you that you're here in this moment. I'm so proud of you all for staying, sticking it out, moving through that energy. That energy is going to keep working with you. Okay, so make sure that you drink lots and lots of water. Get plenty of rest. Definitely get grounded or stay grounded or, do some grounding, whatever. How's everyone feeling? You're so welcome. And if you need more time, right, you can go back and start from the beginning and work through it again. Or you can go back to older trauma spotting videos. It still works the same. So if you haven't fully released something, or you don't feel like you did that, um, then yeah, you can do that. But for a lot of you, I feel like we moved through something pretty good. And if you didn't, you can also just trust that the divine will help you to complete that as well. You know what I mean? Like, let God lead. So trauma spotting is a like somatic healing experience. Sorry. And basically what it is we are, so your trauma is not only stored in, it's stored in several places. It's stored in your body, it's stored in your subconscious mind, right? It creates a programming. And then it's also stored in your frontal cortex here. So, and oftentimes people, when they go through healing, they change the way that they, um, consciously think for the, but they, what really matters is releasing the mud and the muck that has been stored in your body, and changing the programming in your subconscious mind, because that is what is actually projecting into the world how you perceive what you deserve, where you fit in the world, and who you are, right? And so what we do is we find that activation in your body. We use the optic nerve to find the activation wherever it is stored in your subconscious mind. And then the divine life force, chi, intelligent energy kind of does its thing. And that's, yeah, it's kind of a miracle, I'll be honest with you. So yeah, Star, it's not always fun to do shadow work. You're correct. You are absolutely correct. But um you're welcome. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. um but once you release something, once you dive into the shadow and you put some light onto it, um I don't want to say you never have to go back again, because I've covered a lot of my traumas multiple times during these sessions, and how, and it's basically while I'm working through my own personal journey, and certain things, and as I'm unplugging certain things from the matrix as well in my own life, right? These certain traumas have actually like had a ripple effect in multiple areas of my life, right? And so you may go back and, but once you know, once a belief or a perception or something is gone, it's gone. And it does take time. It's uncomfortable in the moment, but it's absolutely worth the work. It's better than staying where you are, you know. But yeah, you're absolutely worth it. Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? Different memories every time on the same memory? You can perceive it differently if that's what you mean. You can perceive it differently, absolutely. And that helps you to um, because ultimately the ultimate release is through forgiveness, right? And so if you continue to grow and evolve in your emotional maturity and you're able to see things from different perspectives, um, that's how you really release something and move on from it, is forgiving yourself, forgiving anyone else that's involved in the situation, and just forgiving the situation at whole. And that's how you also release karma. Yes, so yes. You're welcome. Yeah, and think those big ones, they take time to work through, so you know um don't get upset when you come back around to it again and you're like, we're here again. Trust me, I've been there. Like, I thought I got rid of this. Some of those big ones, they really kind of are tucked away in there, and it's all, again, it's all um, divinely led, right? Again, letting God lead. It's like you're never going to be, when you dive into the shadow, you make this commitment to work on yourself. You're never going to be given more than you can handle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your nervous system's job to keep you safe, right? Or how you're, so, and ultimately the divine is in control here. But, so, again, some things may take longer because, you can tap into something so far without it putting you, the divine's not trying to open up a whole gate and send you in a spiral. You know what I mean? May make you a little uncomfortable, right? It may be, um, in a moment, but ultimately, you're safe. Flow, yes, the change in the perspective is also the growth. Hey, Erica. Christina, absolutely. It's definitely not going to be worse than the original trauma, for sure. It's an absolute honor to be in service. Yeah, Erica, we did a reading and then we did some trauma spotting. So you can go back and watch that. I love that, the space between, because I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this. I just kind of went with it. Oh, thank you for being awesome. Lordy B. Good job. Yep, you've been doing it all along. The body keeps the score, that's for sure. You know, people can be in talk therapy for years and years and years and years and not make any movement. So by it releases karma, it basically, you know, if you are like holding on to something, whether like resentment for a situation or sadness, right, or whatever it is, you're energetically holding on to that, and there's karma attached to every um, every action has an equal reaction, right? And so, but that energy, it kind of it keeps you stuck in that how am I explaining that frequency, right? By holding on to it, you're staying stuck in that frequency, and that's keeping you attached to um, any type of uh, how do I basically how do I explain this? Um, Okay, so every action has an equal reaction, right? And if you experience something with someone, right, or something, okay, and there is energy around it, right? Say something happens, right, and there's like this energy ball, okay? Part of it goes into you, part of it goes into the other person, or like that place or that whatever it may be, right? And until there is like this understanding of everything that was going on involved, right? And releasing of forgiveness, that energy is also going to attract like energy, like attracts like, right? So you have this ball of energy that was created from some sort of pain or trauma or something that's inside of you that is attracting like, right? And that's what I mean. And so once you can forgive that, once you can release that, then you release any energy, any, you know, karma that may come with it. And then you can receive the dharma from alchemizing that energy. But a lot of us came here to, you know, we pick specific karmic lessons to learn, possibly because of maybe things that we've done in the past or just, you know what I mean? Like, you know, or just to clear the bloodline, right? Some of you just volunteered to clear the bloodline, or you know, there's lots of different reasons why you would choose what you had chosen to experience, right? And so by going through these experiences, creating this, you know, and then releasing it is also releasing it on the bloodline, the DNA, and clearing your you know, any karmic uh, debt that you may have, or you know, just a lot of you, I feel like, probably just chose certain things to experience to help, you know, ancestors and stuff. But you know, nobody's ever been perfect, right? So you know, you could just be clearing your own timeline. So you know, Everyone's having a different experience, but we all, and again, please, 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 these are my beliefs. This is how I feel. This is how I perceive. And so if it doesn't resonate with you, that is okay. That is okay. So, but yeah, I think that we all chose what we did for our own specific reasons, right? You all are very strong. Yeah, so you want to change, you want to be able to perceive whatever the experience was, um, from your higher self and kind of move from a place of understanding, right? If say for instance, here, let me give you an example from my own healing journey. The first thing that's coming to mind is my mother. Okay, so when I was young, my mother left when I was like 18 months old. Okay, and that had and then she was gone for few years, and then she was very much in and out of my life, and that had a very long lasting effect on me, that I didn't realize, right? But I had to take time and go back to a place of understanding, especially now as a mother myself, and put myself in her shoes. And even go back to like even like introducing my inner child to her inner child, so that they could chat and to understand, the decision that she made, right? And to really kind of have gain that perception and understanding that, she too at that time was just doing the best that she could. And I don't know all of the outside, all of the exterior things, right? Like, I'm able to perceive my father in a different way, right? I used to have him up on this like pedestal. Chances are he had something to play in the reason why she left, right? Um, and there, there's probably all these different things, right? And she was literally just doing the best that she could, and it took me several times to go back to that, to really kind of gain that full perception. And it also took me being a mother, and but this is what I'm saying is like, I just had to sit with that, and go back and look at her childhood, right? What was she? Because I know that, uh, I was able to recognize the programming that was formed within me when I was a child from what I experienced, and how that was playing out in my adult life, right? I found that self-awareness, and I was able to see that. So because of that, I was actually able to see to how that happened to her, right? She experienced a very, very, very traumatic childhood. like more so than me, I would say. Um, and so, I had to put myself in her inner child shoes, right? Um, and see how that kind of had a long lasting effect on her life as well. So this is what I mean by, perceiving things different, right? Um, Initially, you hear about, your a mother leaving her child at a really young age, and you initially just want to judge and think that she, whatever, whatever. But I know deep down that she never wanted to do that, you know? So that's what I mean. Okay, good. Good. Yep. Just like, and honestly, I feel as though also too, more that I'm learning about myself and like my neurospicy brain, typically that runs in your family, right? And so on the mother side, oftentimes, and so I'm also seeing that in her too. Like you know, I've experienced a lifetime of being misunderstood, and I feel like she has too. You know what I mean? Because I see the neurospicy in her also. You know what I'm saying? And so there's just all these different things that kind of come into it, right? I see the empathy within her, I see the neurospicy within her, and because I know the struggle of all of that, and living in this very I want to say narcissistic world. It's not everywhere, but empaths. It's usually the majority of what's around you for quite some time, and so that's I'm able to kind of again understand a little bit more and about the decision that she made. Right. I also know, we talked about my my family and how they, rather than being a family that helps people, they're very judgmental, right? And they're very, so I can only imagine how they made her feel, how my father's family made her feel. I don't know what was going on, right? I don't know all the circumstances and stuff, but my guess is she, she just did what she could do. She just did probably what she thought was best for me. Ooh, I bet that's a good one. And it always helps me to remind myself that I chose what I chose in order to, I always go immediately to my kids, right? I chose this in order to, you ever seen the picture of the matches, right? Um, and how there's like the line of matches, and like these are all kind of burnt out, but then there's one that's pulled down and these are all still fresh. right? It's like I look at these as my children, right? I have two kids. And these, it's that's how that also helps me to kind of get in a space of understanding too. That's a cool idea, Crystal. Yes, writing things down and like burning it is always good. We all have our own ways of doing shadow work, right? Trauma spotting is just one modality. I have there's the shadow work journal. There's actually several of those. The same people also made I think like a manifesting journal too. I haven't looked into it or anything, but I would definitely start with shadow work because I'll tell you, if you manifest from the ego, oftentimes by the time that manifestation arrives, by the time you have aligned to it, you may not even want it. I love that, Margaret. Yes, exactly. Full moon releasing, fantastic. Yeah, see, like we all have our own way, and so don't let anybody tell you that there is a right and a wrong way to do something because whatever feels right to you is probably right. And honestly, there's like this, I don't want to even say probably, it is right? And even if it's something that is, okay, let's take my I'm finding out that it probably wasn't as much of an addiction as I thought, and that it's like way more normal, if you will. But I had a problem, right? So back in the day, I was married and I had developed this addiction to Adderall. And the reason that I picked that up was I was a restaurant manager. I was working 60 hours a week. I was also very depressed in a very toxic marriage. Um, we had, I had my daughter, then he and I had a son, and he had two daughters that were with us. So I started using Adderall uh, just to keep up with life, right? And there's this energy. It's like I have forgiven myself for that because I understand that that was actually serving me at that time. It really was helping me. Okay. Granted, I was definitely overindulging, right? Like, I am very surprised that I did not have a heart attack at one point in my life at that time. Okay. But that also ties into the neurospicy, right? The addictive mindset, but also the trauma. Okay. The coping. There's so many different things, right? And I'm able to look at that. But the minute that I didn't need it, it was done, right? I woke up one day after my ex-husband was gone and things had kind of settled down, and I just was like, I don't want to feel like that anymore. And I never took it again. Oh yeah, Star, anytime is good. Yeah, intuitive healing, it's yeah. Exactly, Tink. It becomes a habit, it becomes a crutch, it becomes a safe space. But again, once you get out of the environment or the mindset that you need that as a crutch, or it keeps you safe, or it keeps you, you know what I mean? Basically, you're filling a void that uh you know with a substance or something outside of you, in order to feel, right? But once you really start connecting with yourself again and with God again, and, really starting to love yourself, those voids just fill you, and you don't need anything outside of you. We're so glad you're here, Margaret. And, Allie, I absolutely understand. And I want you to not be hard on yourself. Okay. Um, and because sometimes we take two steps forward and one step back. Okay. And the reason that we take that one step back is because we haven't fully released it. We haven't fully released all of the energetic attachments that are attached to whatever that is, that are attached to whatever made you pick that up in the first place. So take this as an opportunity to find those, to go within, right? And to shed some light on that. Crystal, it's okay. It's okay. Really. This past year, you guys have been around for about a year, right? My channel blew up like a year ago, right? Um, and I had, the OGs for several years before that, but then a lot of you came. And so this past year, I did a big step back, right? There was this, it was, I subconsciously was trying to self sabotage. For me, it was marijuana, which a lot of people don't look at that as something that's so bad. But like, I've had my own struggles with just that. You know what I mean? Over this last year or so. And I do look at that as I don't want to call it an addiction. We'll call it a coping mechanism, right? And I worked through that, right? I took that, it was two steps forward, one step back, but I took that one step back as an opportunity to go within. And now I prefer to be sober. So whereas before, it was almost really uncomfortable to be sober because of all the things that I would feel, you know? And there is absolutely nothing wrong with marijuana. Dear God, please don't let me like make you think that I have any type of it was just a personal battle within me. You know what I'm saying? It was a personal battle within me because I mean, I was judging the fuck out of myself. Excuse my language, but I was, because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You have this beautiful platform. You have this beautiful dog, this beautiful cat, these beautiful children, right? This beautiful home. And you're just sitting here wanting to self sabotage. Well, it's because I was still moving through the things that happened that made me even want to not be sober to begin with. think you'll get there. You will want to be there one day. I promise you, if you keep going. Just keep going. I let God lead, Allie. I didn't search for him. I just made a commitment to becoming the best version of myself that I could possibly be in this lifetime. One foot in front of the other. And I let God lead the way. And slowly but surely we have, totally just like stripped away, and gone through all these different traumas, right? And I'm realizing, because there was a one point in my life where I'm like, you didn't even really experience, like, but now I can look back and I can see, like, holy shit, right? I chose a family that persecuted me in a previous lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, I chose a mother that was going through so much wounding that she just straight up abandoned me, right? I chose a mini, I chose this, the sexual assault, right? So that I could, whatever. And that's when I chose that's when being not sober was better than being sober. That's when that flipped for me. Okay. And I recognize that. And then I chose a husband that also just, even through all that, I still hadn't quite, I was hanging in there, right? Just like above water, like this, right? Water right here. And then, an ex-husband that, very wounded, very toxic marriage. Okay. And I don't want to say very wounded out that, like, I don't, I'm not trying to put anyone on blast. Nobody, because that's not my goal. My goal is just to help you, but I lost myself in that marriage. I've fucking lost myself in that marriage. I did not recognize myself when I came out of it. It damn near took me since 2017 to get where I am now. It literally. That's when we separated, was 2017. Our divorce was final in 2018. And I've been on this journey since then. Yeah, Flo. It is. It's getting numb. It's just avoiding, you know, um, the feelings. 111. I saw 555 earlier. Oh, Allie, thank you. No, I'll be 35 this month. Thanks, Erica. I don't plan on it because I've got two, uh, non-fur babies, human babies. I don't, Earth Angel babies, and two fur babies that they deserve so much more than I could ever probably give them. But I'm gonna work really hard to do and be the best and the most that I can for them. And you guys, right? Sorry. Because I love you guys too. Uh, oh, yeah. Yeah, I was born in 89. Millennial for sure. And you guys keep me going. There's days where I just want to curl up in a ball in the corner and just be um, done with it, but your faith and your belief and your support has really carried me through this past year, and I'm very grateful. We really do. Every single body. Every single body. Yeah, 33 definitely. Yeah, we can do this more. Exactly, Maggie. Hmm. We made it a year. We did. Sorry, excuse me, guys. I'm still working through it. I've honestly thought about going to the doctor, but my birthday is on the 30th, July 30th. Maui's birthday is on the 11th, the same as one of our many spirit guides and my very good friend Jake, who passed away in 2008. So I've been doing, as far as medication, I've been doing my Mullen tincture, my antibiotic tincture, and then I even I got some Mucinex just because it is like it. There are times where like I literally a few nights ago when I broke down and went and got it, I couldn't like I had to sleep sitting up. And I was like, yeah, no, I need to I need to get something else going here. We love Jake. Yes, yes, we do. He brings in the humor. He brings in the humor, the funniness, the silliness. Now we have my grandmother as well. I can definitely feel her integration. That started almost. I remember the night she passed. I didn't know she had passed, but I woke up in the middle of the night just sweating profusely, and it was wild. It was a wild moment. Star, it's a mix of like like a cleansing. It's a mix of it's probably some allergies. I feel like a lot of it is like my chakras are cleansing, but also like there is clearly some congestion there. I really don't know where it came from. It was like out of the blue. Um, so But I truly believe that because I'm not really one to get sick that often. And I feel like oftentimes physical sickness stems from some sort of internal, emotional thing that has happened as well. Um, yeah, the Mucinex is definitely working for sure. It makes it easier to breathe. Because just remember, like the other day, how I was like, it's all in the throat. Listen to me. I can breathe. At that time, I could really breathe. But now it's like my breaths are very short and very, yeah. Tink, I believe that for sure. Okay, so I kind of want to tell you guys something funny. You can't think I'm crazy. Um, and I know you won't because but I had this really emotional, because my grandpa's always, he passed, several years ago in 2015. Um, and he and I were always pretty close. I had my years where I was like off and about, but he always, we were born, he is the same birthday as me, right? So, can't leave him out. And then my grandma's also a Leo. So the three Leos. Anyways, her birthday's in August, though. Different kind of Leo. So, but it was like I was in my kitchen, I was kind of doing my own thing, and it was like I could hear my grandpa like giving my grandma what seemed like a tour of my house and like kind of like the almost like bragging about all the things that I've been doing around here. I don't know. It's probably sounds really weird and really crazy, and I'm still yet getting emotional about it because it was just like, they weren't ones to be like, I'm proud of you. you know? So, it's kind of cool. Anyways, yes, Lou Ray, yes, she did. She had CPD. She's been on oxygen for several years. Oh, no trigger. This is good. I love you guys. But yeah, but yeah, at that moment I like dropped to my knees and I was just like in awe and gratitude, and this is very cool. Yeah, I agree. That's cool, Crystal. Shelly, that's awesome. I hope you win big if you're playing. Um, yeah, tomorrow I'll take all of the prayers and positive energy because I will be surrounded by, no, they're not. They're not terrible people. They just don't know any better. And neither did I, right? And that's why I had to leave. I have a really cool outfit picked out though. My grandma hated black. She hated black. So, but because it's a funeral, I have this little cute black dress, um, and but I have this pink thing to go over because I know I'm going to be cold because it's probably going to be cold as hell in there. So just add a bright color for her. Yeah, I'll be praying for the 2 hour drive there. Thanks, Blu-ray, for letting me know. That's very good information. I appreciate that. Yes, and I honestly feel as though, this, um, I feel like I've been preparing for this, if that makes any sense. um, because, even just a few days ago, I messaged, a lot of you guys know my personal mentor's name is Rebecca. I messaged her and was very, very, very clear of I don't know if I want to go. I know that it has to do with my fear, because, you know, so there's two things that about this is one, my family is very much, and not just my family, but society, right? What do you do? Right? What do you do for work? Right? That seems to be like an important piece, right? So that's from family members that I haven't seen in a long time, ones that are kind of out of the immediate circle, right? Um, I can guarantee I'm going to be asked that question. And so I'm kind of uh, preparing for that. They're all very Christian, excuse me. So I'm preparing for that. Um, and then also, um, the ones that already know, right? I'm preparing to just, it's like I can already hear them discussing, not, it's not, you get it. It's like when you know people, and these are young-minded people, but anyways. So, but I worked through that. Um, I'm definitely going. I need to go. There's um, a healing therapist. That's a good idea. There, Grandma made it very clear that it's important that I go, right? Yeah. I like that too, Shelley. I'm gonna look it up. A spiritual therapist. Or a death doula. I feel like at a funeral, they may not like that. That's funny, Shelly. I'm definitely going to look that up. But yeah, yeah, so those are the things that I have been battling with. But exactly, I need to go back because they need to see what transformation and self awareness looks like. Apparently. I know. You guys are absolutely the best. And I am the worst in the most awkward situations because I I don't know. I feel like a lot of empaths are, right? We just how do I fix this? How do I fix this? Right? How do I mend this? How do I you can't. You can't. So I'm just gonna take a bunch of cough drops and just keep eating them so I keep my mouth shut. Because I'm like that. Either I'm really quiet or I'm like saying things I shouldn't say. Thanks, Flo. You right. You right. You guys are the best. Yeah. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. They did choose the smaller of the two funeral homes, which tells me that they're not expecting a lot of people, which makes me feel relieved. When my grandpa passed, they chose the really big one because there, I mean, like there were hundreds of people that came for my grandpa, like hundreds. But so just the just that already makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, Tink, probably. And then I've got, anytime I need to bail, right? I've got to get back to the dog. Got to get back to my animals. Yeah, who knows, you guys? You may just be prepared. Maybe I might randomly pop on a live. You know what I mean? Like, help! Shelly, yes! I love that. Yeah, Crystal, that's a good idea. Tell them to, yeah. Oh, I've got clients. I gotta go. You guys are amazing. And I don't know what I've done to deserve such a wonderful family. It's true, though, that it's crazy to see how, I don't even, like, I hate the word strangers, but, how you can get so much more support from people that you've never met in life. And I'm feeling overwhelmed with gratitude again. Thank you. I love you guys. Amanda, it's because YouTube is silly. And sometimes it will unsubscribe people. Sometimes it will, I'll go through and I'll read all the comments and I'll heart them. Maybe even make some comments. And then I'll go back and they won't be hearted anymore. So then sometimes I'll re-heart them because I don't want people to think that I'm like not reading the comments, because your feedback, your comments, your confirmations, your stories, all of that is important to me too. You know? So it's like YouTube, but I have a feeling that there's somebody up in that corporate office that for whatever reason just has it against me. It's probably just trauma. I just need to release it. Yeah, so just know that I don't like I if I go through and I heart something and then I go back and I see it's unhearted, I didn't do that. Okay? I didn't unheart it and I will reheart it. Okay? Crystal, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're still here. You are so important. But I gotta say, it was all God, right? I can't even take credit for that. I cannot, aside from listening, right? Aside from following my guidance, that's the only credit I can take. Linda, that's a good point too. I still haven't figured out how to get them to pay me, so um, yeah. Crystal, we're so grateful that you're still here, and I need to process that. Yeah, part of me feels like there's probably a divine reason that I'm not getting paid through YouTube. You know what I mean? Trusting it. Trust the process. Also, I think that right, right. They owe me back pay for some shit. No. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. The level up exchange. Um, we're gonna actually push that out to 2 weeks again. Here's why. Well, Zyla's with her cousin. I could still do it without her being here, but I am gonna be busy again tomorrow. So while I'm thinking about it, let's just go ahead and go ahead and say that we're not gonna draw. I don't know what's in there right now. I haven't signed into it. I don't know. Um, but we're just push off that drawing for 2 weeks. So not push it off, but you get what I'm saying. Sage and Grace, I agree with you absolutely 1000%. Amanda, take your time. Divine timing is perfect. Yeah. Yeah, let's look at the date. Correct. That would be the 12th. So the 12th is when we will draw. So if you've already sent in money to the level up exchange for this week, don't send it again next week. Unless if you want to, right? Unless if you're feeling guided or whatever. Just like I said, I don't know who sent it in. I don't know what's in there. But the 12th is when we will draw it again. You guys are the best. So what does anyone have plans for today? Fireworks. Yeah. Barbecue, Sunshine Family. That sounds fun. Definitely fireworks. Staying in the cool. 111 degrees. Holy cow. Ew and muggy. Yeah. No plans. I need to clean Jasper's box too. I cleaned Zyla's room earlier because she's gone. Yeah, I will be comforting Maui. Luckily, so the Indian burial, I can't pronounce that. Ooh, I wonder. I bet those are good vibes. Uh, what was I gonna say? So where I'm from in Noblesville, the house that I like. So I grew up in two houses, and they're actually like right next door to each other. Like my dad had this house, and then he got married, and my stepmom, and he built a house next door. So I remember one winter it was like winter, and we were moving, and we were literally just like walking boxes across the yard. But anyways, it was built on like an Indian, like really native ground. So I used to get a lot of indigenous energy, but I was not as tapped in as I am now. So I'd be curious to see what it's like going back. I haven't been back in a long time, so. Yesterday, so Zyla went with her cousin, so my sister's daughter, my half sister on my mom's side, and but I met up with her ex-husband. That's typically who I meet up with. I'm not really in communication with my sister either. Another again, forgiven, but another one of, one of, I would call her a bully, I would say, in the past or whatever. But anyways, she was very intentional with some shit. But anyways, okay. So I met up and he was like, are you going to go visit? He mentioned some places and I was like, yeah, no, 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 no. I won't be visiting anything. I'm just going to pay my respects, do what my grandparents are telling me to do, what God tells me to do, and get the heck out of Dodge. Shelly, you're probably correct. You're probably correct. There were a couple where I was like, this is for me. That's cool, Allie. Yeah, so on my grandfather's side, so my grandmother's side uh, is from Scotland. I'm sure there's some other things mixed in there too, but predominantly Scottish. And my grandfather's side, there's a lot of Native American. Um, and my grandmother's side was like Lutheran pastors predominantly, and also people who were in um, politics and things. And then, yeah, the Native American and also like farming side. So, yeah, I might, because I don't have the kids with me. Um, and I might drive by my grandparents' house. Probably not going to go there. Probably a lot of people that are all up in there just having their way. Um, my grandfather, so this house was something that was in the family for a really long time. And my grandfather like remodeled it for my grandmother when a few years ago, it was a few years ago, I was a teenager. It was at least a decade ago, long time ago. Um, anyways, and yeah, Christina, for sure. But it's a farmhouse. It's a beautiful house. It's on, the farm, the family farm. Um, I hate to see how that's going to end up, I'll be honest with you, since my grandfather passed, you know, it was my uncle and my dad, right, were um, uh, and they started selling the land, and you know my grandpa worked really hard to build up that farm. But I know that once he started getting older too, you know he uh, he started selling a little bit of the land, downsizing. But I hate to see it go, you know Shelly, could you imagine? Soul reflection, sure. So my email's in the description box. Um, and you can email me anytime. It may take me a couple days to respond because and I'm really even worse at responding to really long emails. That's intimidating to me, especially because I don't always have words to say. So I'm really, I don't know. Neurospicy. I'm working on it. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Shelly, I believe that. And you want to know what? There was a time when I don't remember who I was talking to in my family, but when people, my grandmother's sister, my Aunt Marty, she was a pastor, okay? Um, and they had a church and and she was married to my Uncle Pepper. But anyways, there was a time where I think that she was guided um, to bury her money. Like I remember somebody told me, like, yeah, Aunt Marty pulled all of her money out of the bank and buried it in her yard. And I was like, oh, geesh, and this was years and years and years ago. Like, you know, so I wouldn't be surprised if also, I know that my grandparents had a safe for a while. I don't, I never, it was in their closet. You know, I, yeah. So, what kind of person would I be if I just skip the services? Since I know where everyone is, I go straight to the barn. No, I'm joking. I could never. I would never. Like, honestly, the last time that I spoke to my grandmother, um, she called me because she was worried about, she had these glass, and in her memory, this was literally right before she kind of went into almost, I don't know if it's called a coma or what, but she's just non-responsive because of this brain tumor. But it was like literally the day or two before that, um, she had my cousin call me to talk about. So my grandmother collected these like glass shoes, all different kinds, like crystal, glass, like, and different shapes and colors and sizes. And she's got like, you know, the glass cases. They're, filled all over the house. There's at least four of them. And she was so concerned about me. Since I was a child, I've always wanted her shoe collection. Um, and uh, and I and she was so concerned about me making sure that I was able to come and pick out my shoes that I wanted, because I think she knew that chances are the yeah. Anyways, I'm not concerned about any of the things or the stuff, or and if anything was ever left to me, I know it'll be mine when it's supposed to be. But Yeah. But it's wild that, and it's, our last conversation, and she, like, I'm so glad I called her that day. I'm so fucking glad I called her that day. Um, and I know that she, I know that she knows that she misjudged me, or that there was something, because she was like talking about the shoes, and I was like, Grandma, I'm not worried about the shoes, worried about you. And she just started crying, just bawling her eyes out. I don't know, she just said, there's so much on my heart, and I just thought I was doing the right thing. I just thought I was doing what God wanted. And so then it was about a week later that I got a text from my dad saying that she was in hospice because they had found the brain tumor, and it was too far along, and she was ready to go anyways. The year my grandpa died, she also lost a daughter. My aunt also died that year of cancer. um, and I just remember her looking at me and asking me, is God punishing me? I don't want to be alone, like, and just, yeah. So I know she was ready to be with Grandpa. And ever since then, right, there was always that one cardinal that hangs around my house, and now there's two. So, and she was, when we went and saw her in the hospital, so that Sunday, my dad texted me and told me that she was in the hospital. And of course, out of fear of seeing anybody, I waited till it was really late, and we didn't get to see her. And I feel like that was divinely led. But then we went back a few days later, and we got to see her. And she was, I know she knew I was there. Every time I was like kind of, stroking her arm, and I'd stop for a minute, and she'd go like this. So I'm like, okay, I'm here. Yeah. Yeah, Janine. And all you guys are, I agree. I would love to have, that's so crazy. My grandma used to own a shop, and one of her biggest things that she sold was Beanie Babies. I used to work for her to earn Beanie Babies. But yeah, I think she probably was hoping that I would come get the shoes before, because my family did a really good job at I feel like pushing me out at one point. And it's not all of them. I don't want you to think it's all of them, because but there's greed in every family. Oh yeah, she had a store. It's called Country Corner. It started out as she used to do floral arrangements. Um, she was so good at them. So good at them. She made wreaths, all kinds of stuff. And then it kind of evolved, and she sold other, like, just like things like knickknacks, things that you would have around your house, like just, country corner, like country things, right? Cards, all kinds of stuff like that. And then eventually they added on a nutrition part where they, sold a lot of herbal things, vitamins and things like that. But yeah, one of my, I was, well, because my mom left, right? So my grandma always helped my dad with me. So I was typically always with my grandma when I was young. Oh, no way, Shelly. That's so cool. She was a big sewer. She actually, you want to know what? The one prom that I went to, she made my prom dress. I went in an original prom dress. She made the shawl and the bag. Yeah, no, she was legit. I still have the dress. Wear the prom dress to the funeral. I can't fit in that thing, girl. I was a toothpick back then. Yeah, and there's and now that reminds me of when my grandpa passed. She took a bunch of his old shirts and things and made a quilt out of it. I'd love to have that. That'd be so funny. Yeah, out of anything, that would be the most valuable to me. Oh man. Yeah, that sounds very familiar, Messenger, for sure. Some of them, though, she had to like double up because he was one of those, he was very, I would say, resourceful. Um, he would wear the same clothes until they were shop rags, basically. I love that. Yeah, it's not raining, but it's a little cloudy. Keep that forever, Tink. Excuse me. Frugal. Yeah. Prom dress. Prom dress. Shelly. I couldn't. The my prom dress. It was green. Um, It's out in the garage in a tote, or I would get it for you. But it's this I don't want to call it lime green, um, but yeah, it was gorgeous green. I have no idea. I think some people do some silly things sometimes. Yeah, yeah. She does not like black. She does not like black. The shawl might be a good idea. I don't know that I could fit in it. If we were, if do you want me to go see if I can find it? I don't know if the service will make it out to the garage. I could try to take you guys with me. Okay. Yeah, I'll just wait. I'll try to find it. Yeah, I do know what you mean. I text my dad because I honestly thought, uh, I'm really surprised that the family's not like, hey, let's everyone not wear black. Like truly, I'm surprised by that. Um, you know what, Shelly? I have this white dress that honestly I thought about wearing. That's so funny you said that. I'll get it for you. It reminds me of an angel. This one I know where it is. It still has the tags on it. I've never worn it because I've never had anything to wear it to. But so it looks like that in the front, and it's got all this flowy stuff. And then there's this back. The back dips down, and there's flowy stuff here. But when I was picking out, because I have two black dresses, I'll show you when I was picking that out, I looked at that white dress and thought, no, I better not. But currently, this is the black dress that I have picked out to wear. I don't know if you can see it, but it buttons up, and then it's got like the ruffles here. And then there's like a little belt with it. You guys probably can't see it very good. Um, Let me turn some light on. So here, I'll re-show you the black one. But I never wear this either. It even had like dust on the ruffles. I had to wipe it off. But with the little belt, and then I have like this bright pink to go over it, little thing. And then just in the light so you guys can see the white. Yeah. Ooh, black belt on the white dress. That might be cute. And then I also have the other option was just a like a literal plain black like pencil dress tank top. But I like the ruffles. What is this? You like the white? White? If we want to get really crazy, look at this. This is probably definitely not appropriate, but they really hate if I showed up in this. So this is black with like bright flowers, right? But it's a little risque. It's like open on the side and kind of comes in the back, but it's long and flowy. Never worn that either. As a spiritual transition consultant, I love you so much. Yeah, she wouldn't. I don't think she'd like the one open on the side because my tattoos would be showing. Man, not a big fan of the tattoos. Star, I thought so too when I got this out. Like putting this over this might be really pretty. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a fashion show. That would be so fun, Crystal. Oh, I could put something underneath it. Yeah, you're probably right, Shelly. And she loved, she loved clothes. She was a big fashionista. Okay, like she was really into her fashion. I'm telling you. And she followed all the rules, no white after Labor Day, la di da di da, all the things. Miss Shelley, that's perfect. Yeah, my favorite was she loved to shop. And I remember I bought her this sign. Um, it said something like workshop, and it said, my husband works so I can shop. So if I could get that sign back too, that'd be cool because that was just perfect. Yeah, if that's the case, I've honestly thought about that. I've honestly thought about going and just buying a whole new outfit for this and having her guide me because something is telling me that I should wear white pants. As weird as that sounds, her favorite, she loved to wear white or like bright colored pants. She loves flowers. Loves, loves, loves flowers. 3 hours? Are you kidding? You can tell I don't have kids here. Yeah, maybe I will go shopping tonight. Nobody's going to be shopping. You know what I mean? It'll be empty. And I was thinking about making a bouquet to take with me. Can you do that? I know you can order flowers like through the funeral home, but I kind of want to make my own. Oh, Shelly, you're too much. You're so sweet. Actually, and Stacy and Helen, you guys are the best. That's okay, Christina, you think? I don't want to get, listen to me. I don't want to get in trouble. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's about 2:40. So, yeah, I should probably go. A lavender bunch. Yeah, I was definitely going to put lavender in it. Um, and what are I'm not very good with flower names. I'm not good with names, just period. Names, just period. Okay. Hydrangeas. I think that's what I'm trying to think of. No, that is not what I thought it was. I'll know it when I see it, but there's a particular flower. I think she really loved hydrangeas. Um, oh yeah, that is them. Yep. I was right. Thanks, Grandma. Yep. Do a short when I'm shopping. You want to know what's really funny? Uh, okay, so I'll TikTok that. I did a video yesterday. Um, so last night I didn't have kids, right? So I did this, but I never posted it because I'm like, yeah, anyways. And it was just me, what I did like late last night that made me feel like rebellious, right? Like I don't have kids, so I like really late at night, uh, I went I went and got a burrito really late, and that made me feel rebellious. And I was talking about how, like, while I'm eating the burrito, I was talking about how, like, man, times have changed because, like, you know, used to do a lot of different stuff when I didn't have my kids. Certainly. Yeah, it was like 11:30 at night. I felt so cool, and I ate it in the parking lot. Sylvia, I agree with you 1000%. Shelly, okay. I love you guys. I should probably go too, since stores might be closing early, and we'll see what's up. We will see what is up. I love you. I love you all very much. Thank you. Thank you. I don't think I could say it enough. Yeah, everyone, I keep forgetting it's a holiday. Everyone be safe, okay? Everyone be safe tonight, depending on what you're doing, you know? Um, I love you, I love you, I love you. We'll see you next time.